Hello.
How's your coffee, Cubby?
It's a dark roast today.
It's a darker roast. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean dark roast is less caffeine.
No, right. I'm just saying it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
We are definitely in good shape. I feel like it was almost 30 minutes ago. You were like, I need a blonde roast. And I was like, damn, down that bad.
Do you really just need to get roasted that bad?
I always need to get roasted, man. It's my favorite national pastime.
Well, I mean, it's my favorite pastime. I think your favorite pastime is Team Fight Manager.
Until 7 a.m.
Don't bash my team fight manager.
Wait, is your watermelon frozen?
No.
The way you carved it, I mean, it looks...
a watermelon.
For some reason, I associate, like...
This man's got no paper towels.
I have a stomach.
Just raw dog and a watermelon on the couch.
I'm like an otter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
well, that's good.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Raising NA, episode numero 7, number 7.
Is it? How do you pronounce that, Manny? Is it 7-day?
No, it's not 7, it's 7. Por favor, dile 7.
Pretty sure.
Sorry, Mark. I don't speak French.
I mean, French is a romance language, just like Spanish. So.
He's saying you get no bitches.
Oh, the tides have now.
I don't know if Mark can claim that, but okay.
No, I thought Manny was saying you to me. I get no bitches, which is that is a true statement, or at least very much so compared to Josh.
I heard you were close the other day.
Huh?
As in yesterday.
Oh.
What's up?
Oh, not yesterday, but Sunday. I think he's talking about when me and Cubby went out. But you know what?
Oh, yeah.
We can save that for later.
We'll save that for later.
We'll save that for later in the podcast.
Later.
But we should be getting into...
I like his camera angle because you can see Manny working on his microphone in the back.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You didn't see
Anyway.
shit. You didn't see anything. Absolutely nothing.
So just for context, we did this meeting for this podcast while I was basically dissociating because I had to cast 7 games in one day, which is a lot of games.
Not to mention 242 games in the last 7 weeks.
Tiebreakers,
a lot of
baby.
games. So I don't even know what we're talking about today.
Don't worry.
Also, we asked 2 different people to be on this podcast. One of them canceled earlier today, and the other one found out that they couldn't come today. So it's just us. Hey,
well, it wasn't. I will say it wasn't necessarily a cancel. It was more like there was an open invitation, and I checked this week, and we're gonna cash in on that open invitation later. So you know, it wasn't. This is me coping, by the way. This is the social clout's not that down bad. But yeah, just gonna be a podcast with us, but. We do have a lot of good stuff to talk about. At least I know that you may not know all the topics.
I know none of our topics. Actually, I know one of our topics.
Yeah, well, we're gonna try and keep things more familiar for you. And I see that you're nice and comfy right now as you're just coddling a watermelon on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's start off with some NACL. Just get right into it, shall we?
Yep.
We had a big week. We had tiebreakers. We have a bracket that has been formulated.
We do.
Actually, Manny, I do have a PDF of the bracket. I know I didn't ask this, but if there's a way that you can work to get it up, it is on my computer. In
Pills
documents.
normally help with that.
Huh?
Pills normally help with that.
Okay.
Oh
well,
my goodness.
that's tough. It's in downloads. But let's talk about the bracket a little bit, or maybe just like some impressions of this past week. I don't know. I feel like the level of play, I keep on saying this every week, but it's gotten higher.
True.
In the league. I think the last 3 weeks have been a really significant step up.
Truly the most heinous bracket I've ever seen in all my days.
Here we go. You can zoom in, I think.
I can, yeah.
This is the most standard bracket I've seen while working at Riot. Riot.
Okay, actually,
Riot.
so I don't want to go too hard on, my particular brackets. What I will say is that usually you have the number 1 seed at the top and then the number 2 seed at the bottom, not in the middle. They're still on the other half of the bracket, but that tilts me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's pretty standard in like
well, it's because they reverse it in the double limb. Like for March Madness, not the case.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, it still ends up in the same place if they still get to meet each other at winners finals if the 1 and the 2 seed are supposedly the 1 and 2 seed, right? But I know, like, for a visual standpoint, it can be tilting to not see the 2 seed clearly at the bottom of the other bracket.
That's so funny. Because
The whole thing.
Ow!
You have watermelon juice in your eye?
maybe.
Oh my god.
That has to be the worst podcast injury sustained so far.
The only podcast injury sustained so far?
Well,
It is a very dangerous sport.
Physical injury. I think mental injury has usually been us roasting Covey.
I've definitely suffered the most mental damage on here.
there was a lot of.
That's why I started this.
There's a lot of mental injury last week, to be honest. Just in general.
Oh, that was.
I was pretty red in the
To be
corner.
honest, I don't even remember last week.
Oh, I mean, it was
Oh, we
great.
had Steve here. I remember last week.
Yep.
All right, there we go. That's good. All right, for anyone that is tuning in on an audio-only platform, I'm going to hit the bracket nice, fast, and hard here for you.
Yeah.
Yes. And the top,
Wow.
we've got Cloud9 Challengers.
Ladies. Just saying.
Cloud9 Challengers versus CLG Faith. I'm not going to let you guys derail me. They're the one.
What you mean by that?
I said derail.
No,
All right.
I heard rail.
That requires to rail you first.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, bracket top to bottom. Cloud9 Challengers versus CLG Faith. That's 1 versus 16. Then we have 8 versus 9. It's Wildcard versus Team Liquid Honda Challengers. Then Cincinnati Fury taking the 4 seed, going up against Evil Geniuses Challengers in the first round. We have rumors that King might be able to play, which I think makes that matchup a little bit more interesting.
Just a bit.
Then we have Golden Guardians Challengers as the 5 seed going up against AoE Gold. Then we have Dignitas Challengers, the 2 seed, facing the surging Fly Fam, who had a nice 3-3 week. Congrats.
They're
to
still
them.
going to get shit on.
Yes, but still, we look at the positives here, Joji. 7 seed FlyQuest Challengers versus Immortals Progressive Challengers. For me, probably the best first round matchup besides maybe TL Wildcard.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say.
Yeah. And then we have 100 Thieves Challengers, the 3 seed, now with Darshan against Team Liquid Honda first, and TSM Challengers as the 11 seed facing CLG Challengers, the 6 seed. It is a double elimination lower bracket where the bracket does get flipped in the lower bracket, but it's not flipped until the second round, if that adds up.
Yep.
Fighting games, folks, they'll understand.
Dude, okay, I know nobody here watches Gotham Chess, but he was watching some bracket. I don't remember what the event was, some bracket recently. And he was freaking out over the fact that it was a normal double elimination bracket with a bracket reset at the end. And he's like, oh my God, you guys, you have to understand. So the first time you get knocked out doesn't actually count. You go down to this other bracket where you have to lose again. And the crazy thing is, at the very end, even if you win once, you have to win a second time. And everybody in the chat is just like, do you not watch literally any other
That's
sport?
standard, bro.
This is super standard shit. Anyway, we don't have bracket resets, so I think that would be hella hype in its own way. But
Could you imagine if we had a bracket reset in the upper bracket?
the only thing that I think would be better, as kind of like a general thing, is double elimination. Bracket resets just take way too long for like MOBAs. But if it was a best of 7 where the team from winners had a 1-game advantage, that'd be fucking sick. I would love that.
Curious.
Anyway,
All right, I got chat up now.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, that's our bracket. Any surprises? I feel like there were 3 matchups that on my stream last night I kind of circled that I'm curious about, and that is
well,
TL versus
can we talk
Wildcard.
about the tiebreakers real quick?
Oh
How
yeah,
we
yeah,
got
yeah.
here
Yeah.
because
We'll talk about last week first.
on the last day, because to borrow Sierra's words, we had all the problem children on my stream.
Okay.
Some teams that, if they had certain results, would cause us to have tiebreakers.
Okay.
Golden Guardians versus who was it? It wasn't in the tiebreakers.
Was it Fear? I thought it was Fear.
Is that who they played?
Golden
That's who they played in the tiebreaker, right?
Yeah.
No, they were playing before the series beforehand. Anyway, whoever they were playing against, somebody in chat will know, is that determined who got third, and if either of them 2-0'd that series would have been in third, right? And that's like the difference between playing like Team Liquid first and Evil Geniuses, right? Like that gap was absolutely massive, and the
Yeah.
fact that it ended up being a 1-1 was pretty nuts. Was it AOE? I think they went AOE. No, AOE couldn't have gotten third.
AOE played against Dignitas.
I don't remember. Anyway, that was pretty wild to kind of watch how that shook out because it really changed how the bracket looked a lot right at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the closest, like, Chad said it on the stream, but he said, I think this is the closest that we've ever been where there were 7 teams that were within 1 win of one another in the regular season. That's pretty wild. I will say when a team goes 1-29, that helps. Make the rest of the standings
Man.
Hey,
condense.
Manny, could you check for us real quick on the standings? What place the team that went 500 was?
I can't.
That's
because
IMT, and
Oh,
they're
IMT
the
was
10
500.
seed.
So I was
That's
looking
10.
for the bracket earlier, and it's gone. I thought I saw it on the Path to LCS Twitter, but I looked to download it so we could use it in this episode. It's not there.
It's just the PDF.
Yeah, but just like
Yeah.
the
Oh, it's on
general
the
standings.
the standings is on the PDF.
Oh, no.
Well,
No,
no,
the
on
standings
the
you can find on Just Leaguepedia. But IMT were 500 because Chad made the joke, tweeting that he was still 500 at Chad Jungle, LOL. And then
Oh,
he's
Golden
the 10
Guardians is
seed.
playing against FlyQuest.
500 series record or game record?
Game record.
Game record.
Game record.
IMT.
IMT.
Yeah.
10th.
Yeah, and the other thing could you check is confirm who Golden Guardians' last regular season opponent was?
It might be above my pay grade. No, I'm just kidding.
We got Manny working
Their
overtime.
last
here.
regular season opponent was Cincinnati Fear.
Oh, it was.
That's how it was.
Yo, Jamie, pull that shit up.
Yeah.
Also-
Also, we did not pay Manny very well. We got
Wait,
pretty
was this the
mid pizza today.
tiebreaker or?
No.
That was the tiebreaker. Yeah.
Oh, that's who they did the tiebreak against, but right before that.
Yeah,
Right before
actually-
that, it was Wildcard. They split 1-1.
Yeah,
Oh.
whichever one of them won, if either of them went 2-0 that series, they would have gotten third.
That's actually a early most LA thing is that we got pizza tonight and it was fucking mid.
It was mid as fuck.
There's already I went to throw something out before we started the podcast and there was a big chunk of cheese pizza in there. Who was it? Raise your hand.
Wait, what?
It was Manny.
It was real bad. When it was warm, it was mid. When it was cold, it was bad.
Oh,
Not great pizza.
It was
All right.
actually bad.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Much like a certain team that went 1-29. I've never seen a team.
No,
go
no,
1-29.
we can't just
I've
take.
seen a team do worse.
You seen a team go worse than 1-29?
Okay, in League of Legends, right? Obviously, there's like Shanghai Dragons season 1 of Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
Who
They didn't win a map.
Everyone had their favorite team, and everyone had their second favorite team as the Shanghai Dragons because they wanted to have them get a single win. But the worst team in League of Legends I've ever seen relative to the competition was V3 Gaming
Oh.
in the LJL.
Oh, okay.
Right after they went to Worlds, the year after, they went 0 and X, whatever X was. It's not just that they
Wow.
were losing.
Was it 18?
I think it was 18.
I
Yeah,
thought
because
it gave me like
Actually,
No, 0
2016 Origin vibes.
Well, hold on. 0-18, and the thing was, not only were they losing, they had the fastest average game time of any team in the league. So not only were they losing, they were getting speed ran by even the second worst team in the league.
Yeah.
well, there's another team that also went 0 and XX.
2016 Origin or
No, in LCO.
I thought they got one.
It was in LCO recently. I think it was last summer.
Yes, there was a team that did that.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was Peace or if it was. I don't remember what the name of the org was, but they went from going to Worlds one year, and the next year they got a new coach from NA, and then they went 0 and X.
Oh, that was the guy with the Ezreal gameplay, right?
Where he like clearly inted, and
Yes.
he's like, "Nasus, do something! Come on, dude!"
Mid beast?
He was caught
No,
in 4K
no, it
for
wasn't
sure.
Mid Beast. I don't remember his name, but I was just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that was the LS clip of he's like he can't do anything.
I gotta say though, 2017 Spring Origin,
Pretty tough.
2-26. That's the closest I've ever seen
Damn,
among like
that's
number
also
of
pretty
games.
bad.
That was the Nahun roster.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, stuff.
I keep forgetting how to pronounce her name correctly because I look at it and it looks like Brizzy, but I think it's just Breezy. She says, "No, the worst team was the one y'all went against last night, and Flex was pretty shit." Capo.
Well, then we were the second worst team.
That's very true. we're actually the second worst.
I don't want to get in the caster flex. Those were dark times.
Those were dark times.
But
I went back and watched the arrow where you're like, Dimitri, you redeemed all of your sins with that one arrow. I went back and looked, it's like, that arrow wasn't even that tough.
No, it wasn't. But it won us the game. There were many, 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 many sins in that game.
Yeah, I died for a lot of them. It was great. Anyway, let's get back into the bracket. You had some matchups you wanted to talk about.
TLC versus Wildcard. I think that given that it's 8 versus 9 and they played a best of 3 this past week, given the best of 2 they played and then the tiebreaker, that's just interesting. I think we're gonna have a discussion on Wildcard later. It's a little bit more.
We are. Okay.
Yeah, we are. We actually have a game that I don't want to say I'm proud of. I am proud of the graphic that Manny prepped for it though.
You're proud of the graphic that I prepped for it?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Manny, your producer cam looks even more producer-like because of how off-center the camera is.
I'm a fan.
I don't give a shit. I mean, so what happened was normally we zoom this in using the Elgato camera hub.
Yeah.
You can't open that and OBS at the same time.
No, you can. You
Well,
just don't get the
you
preview.
just won't get the preview.
Yeah.
Basically, I had already started the stream, so there was no room to help this. So now you can see the 3 additional chairs that are in this shot. Unfortunately, there's no pizza boxes in the background of this one, but
We can fix that.
I think we want to burn the pizza box actually.
that pizza was not great.
I part of me wants to like go check like the Barstool One Bite app.
Yeah.
Like to see like if they have any ratings of LA pizza spots. Because we have found one spot we like, but this place was fucking aggressively mid.
Aggressively, man.
One of my friends from
Jesus.
college rates LA pizza out here.
So we just have to find their blog. Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Slice_of_LA on Instagram.
Ooh. What a plug.
Bespoke pizza reviews.
What a
Nice.
plug. All right, so we want to start with Wildcard TL.
Gravitas. That was the team. Thank you, Sean.
What the fuck?
you,
Okay.
Sean.
All right. There we go.
Oh yeah, that team was terrible.
Do you want to start with TL Wildcard?
Yeah, I'm pretty. I
They
am
technically did not go to
expecting that
Worlds, but, you know.
Wildcard's probably going to 2-0.
What the
What the fuck was that?
Mad Magical's trying to call me on the podcast.
Damn. He didn't even
Does he
know
say?
that you were
He's
recording
at
a
his-
podcast.
Dad's birthday?
You know what? Put him on.
Someone's
A
birthday.
podcast with 22.
Give him a call. What's up with?
Speaker.
Hey, we're shooting Raising NA right now, bro. What's up?
Ask him.
Okay, just whenever you get a chance, just shoot me the address of where we're gonna hang out later tonight.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Say it right now.
Okay. Don't worry, buddy. We're gonna see you in a bit.
I know, like I said, it's just for me, I have to leave now if I want to make it before.
Yeah, you're on the podcast, by the way. We can hear you, so say
Well,
hello.
I don't know if we can hear him, but
No, I can hear him.
Hey, get good, haha, bye.
you didn't even do him the justice of putting him on speaker for the crowd.
I mean, the fact that he was loud enough to come through my like earpiece on my phone. I mean, that's just how loud Alex is.
All right. Well, good times.
Same like with Wildcard.
Yeah. For
I'm
the
predicting Wildcard 2-0.
Thank you. Really?
Oh,
Okay. Why?
And I'm pretty sure their Team Liquid have tried for a lot of early game things against Wildcard.
Yeah.
And they are not working.
Okay.
And Wildcard is a team where if you start falling behind against Wildcard, it's really, really hard. There aren't a lot of teams that can like come back from a deficit.
I mean, I think part of that's like the drafts they have, right? Because
Yeah.
they are drafting to be stronger at that portion of the game compared to others.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't surprise me.
The other major reason why I think Team Liquid are going to get 2-0 is Wildcard demonstrated that they have this really new aspect of their play that is actually not being replicated by any other team in the league of their mid dives. Right. No other team is diving mid as effectively as Wildcard has in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't see their set this like Monday. I saw the I saw bits and pieces of the tiebreaker game. I was watching the GG tiebreaker game more closely.
Yeah, so the tiebreaker, I don't remember it happening as much in the tiebreaker, but they did it. So Young played Caston into Saligo's Annie, and they dove mid 2 or 3 times, killed him twice, got his flash the other time, and then when they played against APA as Aurelion Soul, they did almost the exact same thing. They dove him 2-3 times. He got put irreparably far behind, and
Yeah.
like both of them just didn't get to play the game. And no other team has done that, and so it's really hard to get practice against that if it's not showing up in like scrims.
EG. It's the only other team I can think of that actually sets up mid.
Yeah, but even then, it's not like 3-man dives. Like Wildcard's doing it with 3 people.
Okay.
I'm predicting Wildcard 2-0 because they have a better logo.
Ooh.
You're gonna say that in front of Blue?
Ooh.
Close your ears, Blue.
Close your ears. Oh
Close your ears.
no! Don't put your foot on. You're snuffing him out. You're killing him. Blooge.
So
The BL in blue stands for bloated.
Damn.
That was bad, but okay. I respect it, Manny.
I'm coming for the horse.
I think it's been reasonable for Team Liquid to draft mostly early game because that is historically, at least with the previous year's roster, they have tried to operate. I don't remember 2021 as clearly.
Not as much. They
Not as
drafted more
much.
scaling in 2021.
Yeah. But 2022 was just like win hard by 15 minutes and then close out the game. That was their winning strategy, right?
I still feel like that's going to serve TL well come best of series.
Sure. But like, don't you think that maybe come best of series, they're going to adapt and play some scaling and not like go full early game?
Maybe, but like they were doing that this past week in the regular season because like you just cannot ignore how good ASOL is right
Yeah.
now. And that champ wasn't touched on this upcoming patch.
I don't know. I haven't read 13.5 at all yet.
Actually, that we were going to do that on the podcast. Actually, is going through 13.5. We'll do that as the bridge from NACL to LCS because that is our playoffs patch for NACL. We're going to do it with one redacted.
Oh, are we getting a new patch tomorrow?
Yeah, the patch notes are out. Yeah, and it is a new patch
Holy-
tomorrow.
Dude,
The players have 3 days to prep for a tournament on a new patch, and that's bullshit.
I think that is also going to play into Wildcard's hands more because they have a better defined style. That
I
is less.
Can't
impacted
agree
by
with that.
patches.
I can't agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because they are already playing things that are just not in patch notes. pretty
Yes.
much anyway.
My thing is that I don't know what will be stronger, prepping for Wildcard or Wildcard prepping for you. Because that is a team where, like, when you're in the regular season, if you have 3 sets for a week, and you have to go up against Wildcard, that's a team that, like, because they're different, it does require some more resources to be ready to face them.
Yeah.
So every team will actually have resources now to prep for Wildcard, and only Wildcard, which I do think is I think that's big. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, but the other thing to remember is it'll depend on which round you're playing Wildcard. Because if you play Wildcard in round 1, like Team Liquid do,
You have a week.
you have a week. If you're playing them in round 2, like whoever they win or lose are going up against,
Yeah.
they have like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Okay. It's a close series for me. I do give, I'd say, slight lean to Wildcard based on recent play. And also, I think Lenz has been one of our more slept-on players this split.
You're
And-
on our board.
He is on our board. But I think very high. I think Saligo is the one who I give the most credit for that team. But I think that Lenz is being pretty slept on too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We can have a conversation a little bit later because are we talking about MVP at all?
We can in a bit.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Are you looking at ET?
I am.
At
I was like, what is what is happening?
yeah.
I'm going slowly. I'm slowly going insane from listening to the sounds of Joshi eating the watermelon on my headphones.
It's the raising an A SMR.
Yeah, this was we had Mark's siesta. We have Josh's watermelon. I don't know which one I like more.
I wanted to create a moment rivaling the one we did from last cast where I noticed that Cubby was zoned out halfway through, so I just punched in all the way on his face and just took the shot.
That wasn't me zoning out. That was me just being fucking depressed. But you know, I appreciate the one for zoning out.
Oh, that burp made more room for watermelon. Let's go.
This podcast episode has such a weird but awesome energy to it.
This is what happens when I have 2 beers before the start of the podcast.
This is what happens when we just have like everyone's the like. Remember, like when I was like last week, I was like, Kangas, are you on the team or not? To like push the episode forward. Yeah, no one's on the team right now. We're all just vibing.
I mean, this is also what happens when we have no guests.
True.
We don't structure ourselves as well.
We don't feel like the pressure to be like, all right, we gotta make sure like
Okay, we got to get to the good stuff.
yeah.
All right, what's the other matchup that we wanted to talk about?
FlyQuest Immortals
FlyQuest Immortals.
7-10.
Shit. We got tapes for that one.
Sorry, Chad, you're gonna get shit on.
Okay. You're favoring FlyQuest?
I'm favoring FlyQuest pretty
Okay.
heavily.
I mean, I think FlyQuest is like they've looked good.
Yeah.
Um,
You want your
My-
clip?
I don't remember what clip I put.
but woo woo.
Bolu?
Oh, but they don't have blue. Yeah, put it up anyway.
Yeah, put it up anyways. This clip was kind of cool.
So-
I don't know why you didn't take the quad, but this was a cool clip.
Because, okay, so I already talked about this on Twitter a little bit. My favorite thing here is, yes, Balulu's quad was impressive, but the moment where Balulu throws the bubble at Spirax, Spirax uses the Zonias, and then Balulu instantly swaps targets from going for Spirax, who he can no longer hit with the paddle star that he's already thrown, to going for Masu. And that instant pivot of 1, knowing that you need to change targets, 2, knowing who you're going to be hitting, and then coming back to be able to finish off Spirax, all in that is one of the hardest skills for any player to learn. And you pointed out with Copy before of like, hey, we're not going to go after Robbie Bob. We're going to turn back for the rest of the thing. The ability to switch targets on a dime like that is one of the hardest things to teach players.
I actually thought it was better demonstrated in the quad. Because the quad he had was actually one of the... He's such a good Zoe player.
Best
First off,
Zoe in the world, arguably.
he is a ridiculously good Zoe player. I'm not going to go out and say that he's the best Zoe in the world, but there are a lot of teams behind the scenes. Like, I was over at TLC. I was viewing scrims, and when I said that Balulu was playing Zoe on the LCS stage, like, TL was like, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to have that champion.
Yeah.
And they found out why, Dignitas. And yeah, he's a really, really good Zoe player.
So here's the thing. Let's take a look at Balulu's Gamepedia page. Have you seen this before?
No, please,
So-
fire it up.
You know how when you look at some of the trivia facts on these Gamepedia pages and you're like, this is the silliest thing, or like this can't possibly be right?
Yeah.
Balulu has one of them that I can't tell if it's a translation error or not, but there's one about his Zoe where it's called, he plays Zoe so well that the TCL has a special term for him, which is Balulu Zoe. Is that not the worst?
I do remember reading that.
Is that not the worst trivia thing that you've ever heard in your life? I was doing research for him before this past week of LCS when he got subbed in. I was like, this is the silliest thing I've ever seen, because he's just like, is there actually, do you know if there's like actually a nickname for him? Or did they just
I don't even
say
speak
Balulu
French.
Zoe?
Do you think I speak Turkish?
I don't know.
Maybe we should ask.
It's
Zeus.
Balulu Zoe. Oh my god.
He does have a brother who plays soccer professionally in Sweden.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't see that.
That's real. That's badass.
I asked him if he wanted us to call him Kral, and he was like, because that's what we've been doing for like Luger and Kauri and
And
other
closer.
Turkish
Yeah.
closer and other Turkish players, and he was like, So I didn't.
Yeah, that was a good clip. But I actually, so the series is interesting. If you guys missed out on the news, Yasui has been announced as the mid laner for IMTC moving forward.
And another announcement of a player subbing in. Darshan.
Darshan.
Yeah,
for
Darshan.
100
Yeah,
Challengers.
yeah. So I think the interesting part about that matchup for me is that yes, FlyQuest, I think they're hot with Winsome. Like that game was the first one they dropped with Winsome to IMT. But also, I think
it is Balulu Zoe.
yeah, but also, I do think the meta is better for IMT.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's Scion. Like, given what the previous
weird.
meta.
Oh,
Give-
are you? Oh, that's
What is going on here?
He's trying to give me his trash.
Given what the previous meta was, like, I don't think Joey on Enchantresses is the same as Joey on Engage.
That's true. That's true.
And so I think that when you like have a Thresh Recon meta, that's much better for Joey. And it means that it enables Chad to go for more of the stuff that Chad likes to go for. Because he's
Chad
got
doesn't
someone
have
that
to
can
be on
follow.
tank duty. Yeah.
And speaking of tank duty, ADD is the fucking top laner. I have full confidence on ADD.
Dude, ADD is so bad.
I have full
It
confidence.
does- I have no confidence.
I have full
in it.
confidence on ADD when it comes to Gragas, Cho'Gath, Scion.
He got
He's gonna be
solo
just fine.
killed as the Cho'Gath in Silent versus Cho'Gath by Bajani.
Yes, he did.
There's no. I have zero faith in that player. I'm sorry, Chad. Your top laner is absolute trash.
Okay,
My argument.
I have more faith in ADD than that. I know that was bad, but yes.
Balulu, 9 trivia entries on his Gamepedia. Yasui, 0.
Oh, fucking shit. Thanks for the hard hitting analysis, Manny.
That's what's gonna make the difference.
That's clutch, honestly.
This is courtesy
So-
of Ithaca College, y'all.
It's true.
the
The finest.
my other big argument is
I'm favoring FlyQuest, but I think this would be a
Yeah.
closer series than most people think.
my other big argument is that Balulu is definitely quite a bit better than Yasui. And-
Yeah,
Because of how many trivia entries.
Yes,
he has
because
on
of how many
Gamepedia.
trivia.
9-0.
9-0.
be
He is, in
specific.
fact, 900% better. That's just strict science. But the way that we watch IMT play, for me, is like is most easily typified by the fact that they beat Dignitas and lost to FlyFam.
Yeah.
Right, like it's just such an inconsistent team right now, and I do have faith that IMT will do better than just like getting knocked out twice because Chad and Joey in particular have clutched up quite a bit. Have clutched up quite a bit, but I also feel like FlyQuest, when you're feeling hot, like that's just a lot of momentum to ride going into the postseason.
I agree. I think FlyQuest is hot. They're definitely a team that probably going to do better than what their seed is. But I think IMT. I think some people are sleeping on IMT. I think that like Senna being an addition is also really good because Joey will play all the stuff that pairs with Senna. Like for better or worse, he will play it.
Maxi was an okay center from what I remember.
Yeah, him and Busio were. I mean, it was Busio, so he had to play the Senna.
Yeah, Maxi was okay.
I don't know. I think that I don't know what Yasui's gonna look like, but I think people are gonna sleep in IMT a little bit. I favor FlyQuest in that series, but I definitely think it'll be 2-1.
I think with the recent jungle changes, that definitely favors Chad a lot more as well.
It's Yuji, man. He's got the Lee Sin, Graves.
I mean, I think it's a disservice to Chad to say that he also doesn't get favored by these jungle changes as well. I think
That's true.
what at Chad's peak, obviously like his Rengar is a big thing that only he has that no other people have, but I think Chad's Viego was always like a highlight, especially in 2022. So with Viego being a thing again, what's up, Manny?
Dude, this guy watches The Dark Knight 2 nights ago, and now he thinks he's Bane.
I didn't even watch the third movie. Of the
I know.
series.
I heard you watching the second one though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Do you hear? I put it on super low. Do you hear it through the walls?
Can you do
Yes.
a Bane voice?
I
right
hear
now?
everything through the walls.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how we know we get no bitsers.
Now he's got to do the Bane voice.
You were born when
I was molded by it.
I didn't get a bitch until I was already a man.
Um,
Respectfully.
Other series that I feel like is somewhat interesting. Fear versus EG.
Yeah, because King's coming in.
I favor Fear. I do. But I feel like EG with King are underseeded.
Yeah. I mean, we were having a conversation earlier that obviously chat didn't get to hear. I would not be terribly surprised if EG Oh, excuse me. 002 this tournament. I got knocked out instantly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would also not be
Well, Mark's
surprised.
supporting Josh right now.
Yeah, if Evil Geniuses won the whole thing. Like, that's
I mean,
how...
that would surprise me, but they're gonna, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just like bringing in one new player and that much of an upgrade can just like drastically change the way a team...
I mean, I don't know. Like, I want to see how King looks first, right?
Yeah.
And I'll give mobility credit that he has improved since he's been here.
True.
So props to mobility for making the best or the most out of the situation, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
I'm glad we got to have an interview with him briefly too.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. So I gotta say though, like, round has been good. We still think Shaden's good, and the jungle changes are more towards mechanically gifted junglers, which we know Shaden is.
How much do you feel like we've learned that's new about Shaden?
I thought Shaden was a really good player last split, and I still think he's a really good player.
Yeah, but is that new?
Yeah.
No.
How much growth have you seen?
Because I can tell you, well, I don't know if we can share.
I mean,
we probably can't share like behind the scenes stuff.
I
but,
mean,
like,
yeah, well, I mean,
but I think he's grown in that aspect.
yeah.
So that's a positive. I think, from the reason why he got comp banned in the first place and his behavior being more on the toxic side, and the fact that from what we've heard, he's responding well and he's growing better as a person and he's working well in that environment because he just needs a firm voice, let's say.
He's a dom.
I mean, whatever it is, I feel like that was all like that part of Shaden's game or him being a pro. Like that is the part where he had to grow more than his gameplay.
Yeah.
Because I think his gameplay has always been
He had to mature.
very, very good, frankly.
His hair has grown. When I was cutting out his headshot for Star of the Week, I was like, man, that dude's got wild hair right now. It's like sticking out all over the place. I was like,
Good for him.
Oh, is that who we picked?
I mean,
week one, I believe Shaden.
Oh, okay.
No, week two.
Week two.
yeah, I mean, like for me,
Shaden.
Shaden's like, for me, was Mir and him are the two best junglers in the league. And last year I had Armeo, Shaden, Yuji, with Armeo being on top at the end of summer, but Shaden and Yuji I had Shaden too, and then Yuji. So, I mean, for me, Shaden's still very strong.
He's good. He's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely going to be an interesting...
I'm hoping that bot lane's more winning now, because I feel like that would free him up a little bit more.
I mean, the big thing that I'll keep coming back to as we kind of retrospective on spring going into summer is how does this roster look? Because it was built to make Shaden look good and help him grow. So,
Let's go. Gamer hair.
Oh, his name is Jade?
Apparently.
I don't think it's pronounced Jade.
Oh, he's Filipino too? Why didn't I know this?
Yeah. Him and Kenby were boys.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't know that. I knew that.
Yeah. I just never looked into his nationality or his ancestry. But that's cool.
His ancestry.
I never know how to respectfully say it.
Heritage.
Heritage. Thank you.
Rafa didn't do a 23andMe for Shaden.
Thank God. If you had Shaden's DNA to submit, like that's a different problem that we got to talk about.
For me, something I actually want to credit Fear on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Fear, they're the best early game rotation team that we have in the league. Besides, maybe Dig, maybe C9. But the way that these guys like manufacture early Dragons and Rift Heralds just by when they reset and how they play out of the reset on the map is actually some of the best we have in the league. And they are a provisional team kicking the ass of our challengers teams doing that.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, how come when I like lean forwards and backwards, it changes the
focus of it?
focus?
I think it's because it's focused on your face instead of Cubby's face. Not here, though, because my face is priority. But over here, your face is priority over Matt's.
All right. Well, I'm glad we're derailing this,
Yeah. Sorry. No, I agree,
fine.
though.
Yeah.
Talk about the biggest
You agree that
upset
your
that's
face
going to
is priority
happen
over Cubby?
round 1. TSM 2-1 CLG. Says Zekstrap.
I don't have that upset.
I don't have that upset.
But
But that's why it's the biggest upset.
I
that's gonna happen.
appreciate the fans. I mean, I
Damn, you really just
don't know what's going to happen.
destroyed this thing. I don't want the spoon to fall out, but
You went-
look at that.
Sicko mode on that watermelon.
God damn, can you punch that up, Manny?
I can. Hang on.
Oh, what are we
Careful,
doing?
there's a lot of juices.
We're zooming in on the watermelon for educational purposes.
Damn.
I mean, I could have done a better job, but
Really
you know.
clean that out.
Yeah. Josh, you know how to... I'm not gonna...
We must continue. We must push forward.
Nobody's on the team today. Sorry,
Yeah, it's the team.
the team.
Team's looking bad.
Usually I'm on the team, but tonight I haven't been so far.
The pizza was mid. This is Manny's punishment.
It was the pizza, the pizza, and the two
Anyway.
years before.
Team's looking like our flex team last time.
No, it's better.
It is bad. This is still better.
I haven't seen an arrow be shot off in the Narnia yet.
No. When he was fucking in the fountain and just shoots it at George the Frog, like we could have lost the game. People played the rest of it worse,
We had 3 moments where our Nexus was sub 1k HP.
and we
Once where
won.
it was sub 200.
Dude, if Draven,
There was an Elder Dragon with 21,000 health.
yeah,
That's how you know it was a bad
if
game.
Draven had spent a single auto hitting the Nexus instead of hitting me, the game ends. I went back and looked. There's a single
Yep.
spot where it's 200 HP,
I know
and I'm
exactly what you're
chasing him
talking about.
around.
Yeah.
And he takes a moment to like start running towards
Honestly,
our Nexus.
I'm sorry that like we've talked about like our own ranked flex game like 3 times now, but it was
it's
actually
memorable. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna tell stories.
actually
about
the
that to my
worst
friends.
game of League I can remember in the past like 2 or 3 years that I've played.
It was really something special.
It was a 56-minute like we were playing ranked flex. I was up 198 to 86 on TF.
Yeah.
Like at
His
the
TF
20-minute
was
mark.
so shit. He didn't get a single kill the entire
I-
game. He was like 0 and 16.
I fucking fisted this guy to, like into oblivion, and I just look at the map. It was not good.
I solo killed Gangplank.
You were doing
3
all right,
times.
yeah.
Yeah, I was up like 40 CS.
No,
as Sod
honestly,
versus GP.
The top side of the map was
Was-
fine.
We did a great job.
Yeah.
I don't
Hell.
even want to blame Maru dude either. I felt like he played fine. On
Well,
killing things.
he had the Masu treatment, you know. He's on the ping.
Wi-Fi wizard.
Yeah, he's
Wi-Fi
so
wizard, baby.
the EU wizard, you know.
Yeah, but Dimitri and Mark we can't.
Yeah,
forget
you
Mark.
went for the Prowlers build.
Oh, well, it's because I was doing so well in the beginning. I was like, all right, I can now get away with
I
Prowler's
remember-
build.
I
And
remember
Draven
at one
had
point,
24 kills.
At one point, Rue dude says, "Is my mic on?" Because
Oh, yeah.
Rue dude says, "Hey, we don't win this 3v3." Mark, oh, we're doing it. Goes in, instantly dies. Rue dude, is my mic on? Mark's just in the saddest voice you can possibly imagine. Yeah, I'm having a good time.
I'm just playing the vibe, man. Believe that was the calm.
Yeah. Wow.
I wanted to
My
pay
my
homage
favorite
to my boy Johnny Yukino.
my favorite was
Prowler's slide.
when the clip that you shared on Twitter was like, we gotta hold this, like we can hold this choke like it's free poke, and then I ate a fucking death sentence and just died.
I guess we're no longer holding this choke.
I saw you guys get yeeted by Gangplank. That was really fun.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, the
I-
Gangplank Gragas, the double barrel
actually-
combo.
I had a gnarly clip on Victor that will never see the light of day.
I don't think it happened on my screen. The one.
Oh, I clipped it from my Twitch channel. Man, if
okay.
you go to my Twitch and you search my channel for
All right,
Twitch,
this is
you
where
can
the
pull this up.
podcast is going.
Is it
Let's do it.
Twitchception?
Twitchception.
Well, you know, I didn't actually pull any clips for the broadcast, so I pulled a clip of my own.
I only pulled the one.
Also, Insanity was pretty pissed off that I had a Morello and not a Void Staff because Dimitri refused to build Heel Cut.
let's go. Wait, do you actually have clips from the ranked flex? Is that where?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So, no, you got to go to like a stream manager or whatever it is, Manny. And then-
I have no fucking clue where Stream Manager is. I'm not
Okay,
gonna lie.
so it's content or content dashboard, creator dashboard.
You can also go to Cubby's like past
And then
broadcasts.
go to content on the left and then clips.
All right, let's go.
And then it's like the latest clip. Yeah, it's the latest clip.
I will say this is kind of unfortunate for audio only listeners. They're just listening to us being complete degens.
It's fine. All right.
We appreciate
Here we
you,
go.
audio only listeners.
All right. So at this point, Rafa already died first. We're
I
gonna
like that zoning laser off the top.
Yeah, thank you. We're gonna okay. Hang on. It actually gets better. I get 204 gold from first strike here.
Oh.
Hold on.
Look at that camera motion. Okay.
Yeah, and then watch this laser.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, this one.
yeah. I kind of went sicko mode in this fight.
Oh, and then here's the cope. Here's the cope.
Yeah, and then I thought if I got my Q off, I would actually live that. But see,
Wait,
I
back,
got
back,
a
back.
holy FLYC and then an O from Sketch. So,
Go
you
back,
know,
go back. I want to see how much damage the auto attack did.
It also executed.
Yeah.
1,167.
Yeah.
67.
Well, you know, I'm fed at this point.
Yeah.
I just enjoy like right.
Honestly, this Draven,
Yeah, this is a
Had-
nice moment for me.
had almost 30 kills, and he still couldn't carry his team, so he can suck a fat one.
Hey, Mark, you want me to
guys had
share the
Jin
clip that I sent you?
Want to win?
What clips this?
No. Not
When Mark was already dead, and we're ganging up on the Gragas, and Mark has a great line.
Oh, not good for the brand.
All right.
Something about Gragas and his mother.
In chat, my guy did a reverse double lift.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Based Vic build. Thank you, Hoon.
all right.
That was.
Do we
our
have any other
adventures last
matchups
night.
about the bracket we want to talk about? Any
I
other retrospectives on the regular season?
mean TSM CLG. Honestly, I will say the only reason why I could maybe see an upset is that is one of the few top laners in the league that I think can go toe to toe with Jenkins.
Yeah.
And Sven is smart. They've set up top well, and Neo is in. I'm still gonna favor CLG and probably take CLG 2-0.
I would be
Mark,
willing
what
to
the
give
fuck?
TSM like 2/3 of a game.
Huh?
You know, I'd be willing to give TSM like 2/3 of a game. Also, somebody was asking about that during a broadcast a while back, where I'll say things like, "I think TSM will win like 0.6 games during this series," and that's useful for gambling.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah. That's. I mean,
Yeah, it's a gambling
we
term.
can't say that. Yeah. That's fine. Hey, we do have one other thing about the bracket before we do leave here, Manny, as I believe that we have a bit of a discussion ready for some of the teams in the league
Yes, sir.
that we feel like may be overseeded or underseeded.
Oh.
So we picked out some teams. For clarity, it is
Are you the only teams are doing?
It's FLYC and CLGC.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna do these four.
Okay.
For reference, if we can look.
Do we have to put them in a category?
We can have a discussion about it,
Okay.
We
and
do.
we can put them in the middle. No, we can middle it.
No fence sitting.
No fence in it.
No offense.
No
Okay.
cowards.
All or nothing.
I'm gonna start with an easy one. I put up a freebie on there because we wanted to talk to one of our guests about it. Perspective, but FLYC underseeded.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
easy.
They're the 7th seed.
But okay, they are absolutely underseeded. Go ahead and move them there, Manny. There's no real question about where they are. But the question is, how many seeds down do you think they're supposed to be? 'Cause
I mean-
currently the 7th seed.
Okay, so I think a thread that we pulled on today. Also, man, I think the cam's frozen.
He's cooking.
I know he's cooking.
Oh. Your,
okay.
Your computer was freaking out for a second there.
Yeah,
I
my
think this is
computer's
just
not the best
pointing
sometimes.
I
To
tried
a
to hit
computer
save.
upgrade, Matt.
No, I think I need a new C drive or like SSD. Anyway,
Anyway,
something that this roster, none of these players. So Masu's a rookie, right?
yeah.
But none of the players have taken top 4 in PG, and they've been close. Everyone else at least has 1-5-6 because they lost the series in spring to Immortals,
Ooh.
and that was to go to top 4. And then Winsome lost the other series when he was with Malice. And that was also to go to top 4. And they lost 100 Thieves. So I think the goal for this team is top 4. And honestly, I would probably put them right now as I think they 2-0 100 Thieves, but I'd actually love to see a best of 5 between those two teams. I would favor 100. So I'm going to put Fly at like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I don't know how they'd face Sphere.
Somewhere between 4 and 6 is kind of where I'm feeling for.
Yeah, they're
Fly
7
Girls.
right now. So.
Yeah. So it's like they're definitely underseeded, but honestly not by a huge margin.
Well, I mean, we have 7 teams that are within 1 win. So it
Yeah.
is a very competitive league.
Yeah.
Mark, any thoughts? Anything else?
He's too busy
Playing with your watermelon.
playing
Yeah.
with my watermelon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the one that pushed or suggested that FlyQuest should also be talked about.
Here you go, Manny. By the way.
Oh, that's lovely.
You're welcome.
Wow. God, I lost my train of thought. FlyQuest. FlyQuest.
Josh was just showcasing greatness.
He's also single. Hit him up. Anyway,
What the fuck?
FlyQuest.
You see that technique?
If
What are we doing today?
I love it when even Manny is
What are we doing today?
on the Joshi train.
Right. It was right.
It was
there.
right there. You had to. You had to.
Of course, like the one podcast, like the last two, I didn't pour myself a drink.
Yeah.
You should have joined us.
Let's skip Mark's
my
thought
God.
because he got that distracted that easily.
No. FlyQuest. I would put them as a top 4 team.
Top 4. Who runs out your top 4?
C9 Dig, for sure. And then I think third could be Fear,
Okay.
and then 4 FlyQuest.
Wow.
Actually-
Golden Guardians and CLG.
While we're hitting on Dig,
Oh fuck! Wait! Oh,
Yeah.
CLG. No, no. I think CLG are top. Okay, here's my wild prediction.
COG underseeded. Would you want to get into that? We can.
Yeah,
use
yeah.
that.
Let's get into CLG underseeded. 100%.
Are they underseeded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Locking that in.
Yar.
Yeah. So, go, Mark. What do you got?
CLG. Every player that we've talked to, especially the ones that are on the top seeds, like C9, Golden Guardians, Dignitas, have all talked about that. It is crazy to them that CLG are not like performing on stage as consistently as their scrims results would say. If it was a scrims results game, they would be our best, or one of our best, if not the best team in the league. Apparently in scrims, they're just absolute monsters. And yes, scrims versus stage always is a different conversation, right? But there's a way where this team, if everything aligns perfectly, they just beat every lane, and Kevy gets to live in a perfect world where he is just shitting on every other jungler. And I know Kevy doesn't get talked about as much compared to other junglers like Mir or
Mir.
I mean, Mir is just only in my like
Shaden.
yeah shade. Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of junglers that like will get talked about that they get to be aggressive and stuff. And I think Kevy has been overshadowed by a lot of that talk because it's not necessarily been his meta. He's been playing well, but I mean, everyone remembers Kevy for being like the AP jungler guy, playing things like Evelynn and Karthus.
Ares.
Elise. Well, I mean, everyone can play Elise right now, but like he was the person that was playing all the heavy.
I think his
AP
Gragas
stuff.
is good.
Gragas is good. But like he's been adapting well, and I just think like off of the Worlds run that made him kind of like famous in the first place, it was everyone was playing like different junglers, and he was
Right.
the only one that did.
I think that the big thing for me with players, like I say this for especially Kevy and Hoon, I think it just really shows the importance of like starting a split with a team.
Yeah.
And also just being comfortable here. Like both those guys had to like move to a new country, and I think that we've seen. I want to credit them. I don't want to take away from like their play being better because it has been better, but I bet if you talk to either of them and you'd say, hey, like, like what's helped with that play this split, I guarantee they'd each bring up the fact that like they've been here for a little bit now and they started with the team. It's impossible for that to not play a factor of improved play too. Like it's such low hanging fruit to like look at as just being a different variable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I have been. I'm glad that we're seeing much better play out of those two players. I won't go into that. Okay, so CLG underseeded. Do you think they're gonna top 4, Mark?
CLG?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I think a best of threes.
It's not a lot. We have a lot of good teams.
So
A lot of teams can
our,
top four.
our current third and fourth are Golden Guardians of Fear.
No, 100 Thieves is 3.
Oh,
GG's at 5.
I think CLG are going to be a top 2 finishing team, and I think yeah, and I
You
think
think they're going to be in the finals? Okay.
yeah, I think either C9. I'm trying to think about where the third seed is in the bracket. I think third is on the upper side of the bracket.
No, third's lower. So on CLG's side, they have Dignitas.
Oh, that's,
They have 100 Thieves.
Oh,
if they keep on winning.
that's tough.
They have to go through both those teams. So like second round, they're up against 100 Thieves.
Damn.
Third round, they're up against Dig.
I mean,
Given no upsets.
I really, really think that Dignitas should be in the grand finals no matter what. I think there's a world where.
Over Cloud9?
So what I'm trying to get at is I think this is my crazy prediction. CLG is going to play Dignitas before they get to winners finals. CLG is going to upset Dignitas or beat Dignitas. Dignitas will have to go through the lower bracket. They'll come through the loser side of the bracket. They're going to win grand finals against whoever. CLG will beat Cloud9 in the winners finals. Cloud9 will then have to play through the lower bracket. Dignitas will beat Cloud9 in losers finals. And then we'll have CLG, Dignitas playing grand finals, and then Dignitas wins.
Okay, hot take. Would love that. We're gonna bookmark that.
Yep.
I honestly, I mean, that's kind of the fun of the league right now is like because we have so many teams that we deem are competitive like that. And if that happened, it would be like, I mean, that's fucking wild that Mark called it, but also like I wouldn't be that shocked. Like I think competition's close.
Yeah.
I have C9 a cut above the rest.
Yeah.
But I think competition's close. Any of you guys worried about Dignitas drawing 6-7 series in a row to wrap up the split with Spawn?
Like
I'm not concerned.
minor concern.
Not concerned, minor concern.
I think Spawn is acclimating back into challengers, and after being, like I said, I'm gonna sound like a Spawn apologist, but I genuinely think that while you can criticize his bad play in LCS and his nerves, I think it was as a result of not being facilitated by Dignitas as an org and the management and the coaching staff and et cetera, and being put in a spot where he had no one that he knew really well to really help him. This isn't shade against the LCS team because that's not necessarily the LCS players' jobs to like go out of their way and like figure out, hey, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, why are you so nervous here? Like, I think they should, but they have other shit to figure out too. And that should be a coach's job, right? And I don't think the coaching staff and the upper management staff
It's not my job, Joffrey. Bro.
gave Spawn those tools to succeed. But I think in this challengers team environment, I think the people there know Spawn better because they've played with him already, and they're like, hey, like, let's get you back into fighting form, you know? So
I
can't speak on the behind the scenes because I don't know. What I will say,
like physically sick. But they're sick. Like they are ill.
Oh yeah, no, okay. They're not the only team that's
Yeah.
ill at the moment, but yeah, you are correct.
That's part of it. I think that's a big part of it.
All I'll say about Spawn is that I don't know what the hell happened with the behind the scenes, but I do know from watching like on the Rift, he was the 50th best player in LCS, and Tomo is a better option at the moment. So Dig needed to make that move, and I'm rooting for Spawn and challengers. I'm glad he picked up a Penna. He's been all right so far.
Yep.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. Hopefully
I
it's a
agree with
win-win.
Hoon. Coaches only have 2 jobs: making sure that there's nothing wrong with their players and drafts.
Team health,
That's all they do.
team wealth, and draft.
Yeah.
How many scrim bucks do we get?
That's all you need. That's
Yeah.
your job as a coach.
Okay, I'm not worried about Dig. I don't know if there were any of the top 4 seeds though that were to drop out of top 4. I think obviously like Fear being the provisional team in 4, that's one. But I don't know like if Dig or 100 Thieves would be more likely to drop. Let's keep on going though.
Okay.
Wildcard, I have them overseeded.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I honestly have Wildcard seated about where they should be, which is the middle of the pack team.
Yes. I agree.
Where are they? What number?
8.
Yeah.
Boone says they make the lobby and draft like shit.
That yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
that,
I
that's
think
true.
I don't think they're
Hi, Kelsey.
overseeded.
Do we just want to put them in the middle?
Yeah, I think
No fence sitting. No bitches.
No,
They're already 8th. They're in the middle. So you guys have to make a call.
I want to put them on the
I-
fence. It's funny.
I'm going to
The
say
fence is the starting point.
I feel like they're a middle of the pack team.
I'm going to say that I think they should be 9th seed and therefore are overseeded.
Yes, I see. For me,
underseeded.
still haven't beaten
7th
Kiel, though.
place.
all I'm saying is
yeah, it's a great mug.
Eh.
I like how you're just sniping shots, Manny.
I
This
am.
is good cinematography going
Yeah.
on. We can put this into your portfolio.
yeah, it's going to my portfolio.
Hell yeah, love to hear that. I know this is the most impressive work you've ever done. So thank you. For me, Wildcard. Honestly, I think they're seated correctly. I that's why I put them in here. 'Cause I thought it was
Coward.
interesting. Yeah.
Coward.
All right, then I'll go over just a little.
All right. Golden Guardians over under
They are 3rd,
5th.
5th.
Oh.
Man, I mean, like,
I'm going to say under because I think they should be 4th seed.
GG, you have them top 4?
I think they
Really?
should be 4th.
I was gonna go over.
yeah, I was gonna put them at.
I think COG and FlyQuest can. I would. I don't want to say I would favor COG in a best of 5, and I'd favor FlyQuest in a best of 5 right now.
I don't favor FlyQuest over Golden Guardians.
Okay.
I think it's very
I
close.
mean, it's close. Like,
Sure,
yeah,
yeah.
they're close.
I favor Golden Guardians over FlyQuest. And with CLG, it's just so tough because like we know what their ceiling looks like, but I also think I favor Golden Guardians slightly over CLG. I think my top 4 are C9,
Okay.
Big, Fear, and Golden Guardians in that order.
Wow. So you don't have Under Thieves in there?
Mm-mm.
Why? Can I ask why not?
So I don't think Darshan is going to solve their problems.
See, I think Darshan makes that team just protect the unforgiven, and that sounds like a winning formula to me.
It can be, but like
We'll see what form Darshan's in.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be the big question.
Darshan's a great guy, and it'll be fun to have him in the league. I obviously pulling for Sniper, but
Hope he gets better.
yeah, hope that he whatever he's going through, like whatever that entails, I'm rooting for him. All right, so
have we decided over or under?
we're kind of split on GG actually.
split. Mark?
Mark, what do you think?
I also
Break the
said
tie.
over, but only like because I genuinely think they do deserve to be at 5th.
Okay, we're slamming it.
Okay.
So
All right.
Kelsey asked where Live Evil tier is.
they're
I mean,
obviously
with King, they're
underseeded.
underseeded. That's why, because we
Well,
talked about Fear versus EG being an interesting first round matchup,
Right.
given some of the history too. Perry Faisal revenge games.
All right. So we're locking this in.
Yeah.
Locking it in.
Hopefully the discussion beats out the screenshot. Put it that way. I think it was a good discussion.
Cool. What's
Uh,
next?
I thought you liked my graph.
If 100 had Philip,
did.
though, am I right, Josh?
But-
True. If 100 Thieves had Philip, they would be the best team in the league.
But
that's cap.
He's definitely not.
Manny, the graphic out of context, those sometimes it's tough. It's like caster tier lists.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my interview with him, Kelsey, but I basically just asked him, like, on the broadcast, like, hey, Philip, you kind of suck this year. What's going on, dude?
And what did he say?
He was like, yeah. That was basically it. He was most of your saying like, yeah, I don't feel like I've been practicing quite as well. It's been very difficult trying to adapt to a team that I wasn't expecting to play around. That's kind of what his answer was.
Did you actually ask him like on the broadcast interview? You just
I didn't say it like that, but I basically said like, hey, as a guy who's already had some LCS experience and who had a pretty good performance or a pretty decent performance last year for FlyQuest Academy, you have fallen significantly below what our expectations of you were.
okay.
But, that's the
A
nice
light
way to say
version
it.
of you've been sucking recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I
I-
actually asked probably the most difficult questions, I think.
I will
Which
say,
is cool.
Philip in the last couple weeks has been a part of
He
FlyQuest
has
success.
been
So
quite a bit better.
more solid.
recently.
Yes,
Yeah.
more solid. That's good. All right.
Philip plays best whenever a season of Rent a Girlfriend comes out. And guess what? Season 3 comes out this summer.
Very base.
His LCS return.
TMB.TV. Well played.
Yeah.
All right. LCS chat, or do we want to go over the patch?
Let's do the patch.
Yeah, let's do the patch.
I haven't read
'cause
it yet.
This will transition us. So Manny, is there any way you can fire up 13.5?
I'm way ahead of you.
Oh my
Bam.
god.
Let's read
Producer
the patch.
Manny.
No, not Dragon Nerds.
Oh, I have
This
Discord
champion is
notifications.
so
Okay,
cool.
what's up here?
Gangplank nurse.
You
Cool.
want me to chat? Okay.
Oh, they're nerfing Twitch support. Yes. Fuck
that
that,
a-
abomination.
Is that a thing? I haven't played against it.
It's
It's
just
so
it-
stupid.
it's
play
so.
Royal, so-
I mean, it's a dumb thing in solo queue, but because I mean, like support income
yeah.
has been
Real quick,
so abused.
before we go too far, 2 questions. One was asked before. Who do you think the finals are going to be? Mark first.
I already said it.
Say it again.
Louder.
CLG Dignitas.
Louder.
CLG and Dignitas
Alright, that was too
in the
loud.
finals.
Cloud9 Dig.
C9.
That's the easy one.
CLG. C9
C9
CLG.
CLG. Ooh, we all have different answers. Interesting.
Wildcard versus Cincinnati Fear.
All right.
Oh,
All right, that's the other question from Beatdown. Which provisional team do you guys think is taking the 2nd seed and avoiding relegation tourney? I guess we could answer both of them.
Fear and Wildcard.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Not
sure
gonna
that's
switch it up.
yeah,
pretty-
like that is
Pretty easy, straightforward
extremely
one.
Easy.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I think what we did bring up, though, in the meeting today is that the tiebreaker for that, if they exit at the same part of the tournament, the tiebreaker is regular season wins. So Wildcard is actually sitting so pretty right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
I could
Yeah.
see a world where if AOE Gold figure out
Yeah,
some stuff,
they were the team that was built to not be relegated. You
yeah,
know?
that like
I can see that.
I think that's the other like right now our conversation is easily Cincinnati Fear and Wildcard, right? But I think AOE Gold is the other team that could make a run in the playoffs to not be in the promotion relegation tournament. But I think it's fair to say that CLG Faith, FlyFam easily are going to have to play in that tournament, and then most likely Team Liquid first as well. So
All right. Can we pull up the patch?
Patch.
We can't.
Because this, okay, so this
All right, I've read none of this.
this goes live. I went through it earlier. This goes live tomorrow, today, pretty much. The players have 3 days to prep for this patch to play
the Yumi super patch.
in a competitive thing. Yumi
Oh no!
Yumi's banned in 13.5.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't care about this.
report. Look at this. There's so much shit. We're still going.
I think she's gonna
Get
be
rid
in a
of
little.
Gator.
Gator.
Holy
She's gonna be in a healthier state.
We're still going.
Is she prevented from being played this week?
Yes.
This
Thank God.
entire tournament.
I just said that.
Good.
Oh, this entire tournament? Oh, thank
Yeah.
God.
Okay. So the players have 3 days to prep for this to play a tournament. I'm gonna go out and say that's bullshit. I do not agree with that, but it is the
it's gonna
situation that we're in.
Okay.
So this is a big
We
patch.
can't get them to play like on a previous patch.
No, but and also the patch will switch on them to sync up with what it is in LCS playoffs. So I don't know if this is the LCS playoffs patch or not. So it might swap.
It probably will be.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's scroll. Cannon buffs were significant actually
Goodbye.
Okay.
as a preview.
Trucks.
Okay, Aatrox. Honestly,
ooh,
it's not
increasing
bad. It's not
slow.
bad.
It's pretty wild.
Like I don't
Wait,
think
this is a huge Jenkins buff. This patch.
I don't think we see him as. I mean, we're not going to see blind Scion as much. I think it's going to be more blind Cho, and you can still navigate Aatrox matchup as Cho with these changes. It's not as easy,
Yeah,
but
Just hit him with the Q.
yeah, I don't think this brings Aatrox back into like Renekton matchup. I don't think this brings Aatrox back into. I think that you can still play it in the Scion and in the like top Sejuani,
yeah.
but it doesn't bring it back into Gragas.
The bonus AD from the ultimate is nice.
It doesn't matter until it gets 16 though. Really, it's like it's a few numbers. The W changes way more.
But even then, you
It's-
tend to max that.
Yeah, it's a
last.
1-point wonder still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, all right.
So late game, Aatrox got better, but
Yeah.
whatever. All right, next. Ash 80 carry. These are good changes.
This is the speed, by the way. You guys go.
Yeah.
Fill it.
Okay.
I'm having dyslexia. I can't read as well.
Ooh, upping the ult cooldown at level 1 ultimate is good. I do like that adjustment. Okay.
That probably hurts support Ash more than
Yeah.
ADC Ash, which is good.
I want it out. Get rid of it.
Fuck support Ash as a
Stupid Snow
rel
Queen.
abuser.
Yeah. Can you actually stop on Soul when you get? Yeah.
Could.
There's so many things to read.
Yeah. The fucking Stardust stacks.
Okay,
You get the same amount of stacks. They nerfed the AP ratio.
Is that it? Yeah, it's only the AP ratio.
No, hold on. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, the health growth is nice.
Yeah, he did get very tanky. I also totally forgot when I was playing as Aurelion Soul that the Sarah shield popped automatically. It wasn't like a active. Because I definitely was like pressing it a couple times, like, where's my shield?
Okay, Azir got Omega
Holy
worked on.
shit.
By the way,
Azir is a pretty nifty champion. Has to be one of the funniest patch descriptors I've ever.
okay, so yeah, Azir, just keep going. Like they changed all of his numbers.
Yeah.
Go to the QWE.
There's a book report here.
The turret doesn't matter that much. I already read through this, but the Q, so at 200 AP and above, it's a buff. But look at the mana
The
cost.
mana cost is
So they're shifting him more towards being a late game carry.
Yeah.
The big one though is that the bonus attack speed granted while you have 3 soldiers has been removed,
Oh.
and the auto or the sand soldiers now they give you more magic damage when you put in levels instead of attack speed. So you're gonna go back to building Nashor's Tooth.
Huh.
It's gonna be Nashor's Tooth builds, which I honestly like that version of Azir better than just the Luden's version.
Yeah, I agree. It's a healthier version.
It
feels better just thematically with him too, where you want to like attack faster as opposed to like
Yeah.
nuking people down by pressing WQ and then
yeah,
autoing once.
but like you're also gonna have mana problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know like if you can
Wow,
tack
that's
this
gonna
out
hurt
with
a
like a
lot of
mana flow
players.
band plus presence of mind.
That's going to hurt a lot of players.
Do you think this
Yeah.
is like a Roa Nashers build?
No, you have to rush Nash, I think.
But you could go Catalyst Nashers. No, that doesn't make sense. You went the Roa. Okay, unless if you can tech it out where you go mana flow band, presence of mind, and you can run Nashers, it's playable.
I wonder if it's Conquer and you just go...
Because
Presence of
Nashers is
Mind or-
really OP with the changes they made.
To Azir, or was it also changed?
Because the way they changed Azir, I like how Manny's doing this. The scroll. Caitlyn doesn't matter.
Whatever.
-2 AD, she's probably gone.
You guys ready to see Fizz?
Yeah, Fizz changes are actually really nice.
Fuck this champion.
I
My
know.
first real champion that I bought was.
All right, can you actually chill it here real quick? Because the E change is a big deal. Because with Fizz, you want to go Proto Belts or Dark Harvest or
Holy
the
shit.
Harvester.
The mana cost
And so
is
having
huge.
having 15 less mana on every cast of this plus more damage is big. Because what I think this means is that when you get Harvester plus 9, you will one-shot backline minions with the bonus 10 base damage. I think you already did it if you were ahead of the curve, but now you'll just do it more
Yeah.
consistently. So they just gave Fizz mana, which is sick. He really needs mana. Because the W changed too.
Gone.
Season 5 when I roll swap to support. I used to play a lot of Fizz when I was.
I wonder if Jungle Fizz is viable.
GP. Hang on, this got funky. They gave him more true damage? Or no, they decreased the damage. Okay, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, they decreased the amount of late game damage.
That's fine.
from his trouble.
And then you can see the kegs now, which is cool. I don't mind that. GP got
That's
nerfed
good.
pretty bad though.
Ooh, much longer.
Yep.
Okay.
Jinx got buffed, so I think she's gonna take the place of Caitlyn. And this might change the Jinx Sari matchup a little bit.
A little bit of attack speed.
Smite, Super Omega Death Rocket is back.
Let's
So
go.
it matches
Oh,
They
my-
do that. They do that. I swear to God, they do that once a season where they up the damage and then they just revert it.
Not
again.
What was this?
Smite. All right, cannon changes are huge, folks. Check this.
Yeah. I like Array this is an Array buff actually. Damn, we may have to put Golden Guardians up a few.
Why are you talking Array? He's gonna play at AD?
Jinx.
Oh, I thought you meant Kennen. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying because there's been multiple times.
That's a hefty Cuba.
There was
Yes.
a big moment in 2021 when he was playing on Supernova, and that was his competitive split debut.
Yep.
And he had a massive game against Mirage, and he stole like 2 Barons
Oh, that's a big buff to his wave clear too.
It really no, like I think that the Kennen and the Renekton matchup is like Kennen favored again with some of the changes.
Wow. Also, that W is a really nice change.
It's so nice.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
Okay. If
Jenkins
if
buff.
Nara gets played on 13.5 and Kennen's not banned and people don't play Kennen, I will flip a bitch.
LB changes are really nice too. They gave her mana.
I've added this patch to my list of patches that change more seemingly than the preseason one.
Yep.
So far.
Yep. We're at 3 now. I'm
Yeah.
pissed. Yeah. Don't worry. I was gonna bring that up, but since you did, Manny, I appreciate you. All right. So you get mana back and part of the cooldown back if you kill. So like LB, they just gave LB push,
Holy shit.
and you deal bonus damage now to the minions. So you can now deal with caddies with your Q a lot better.
Wow. I mean, LeBlanc was already getting blinded a lot, especially in LCS by our more dominant mid laners. So now she's going to be a staple.
All right. They gave Pantheon some Omega buffs too.
Oh, this is a Kangas buff if I've ever seen one.
Just think Black Cleaver when you read these changes, folks.
Yep. Do you think we will see him play jungle? Hang on, I'm not reading these changes. I just took it for.
Read
No.
faster.
I have dyslexia.
Do you actually?
No, but like,
I was gonna say
You just can't. You just can't see.
yeah, I'm
I was gonna
partial.
be like, I feel real bad.
My glass, like, for some reason, with certain screens and small text, I just like the brightness just fucks with my ability to read legibly.
All right. If I had known about all these changes, I probably would have been more bullish on CLG.
Yeah, the Kennen change is pretty nice.
Cannon change. Even if it's small, Aatrox buffs are really nice for Jenkins. He's a really good
Kiana.
player. UG buffs.
UG buffs, FlyQuest stonks are rising.
I mean, 20 damage at level 9 is big, and also a 1 second cooldown across the board is big.
That's nice.
Still not enough. That champion's broken.
The champion
Okay.
has major design flaws.
Okay, nerfs. Speaking of Jenkins,
Oh,
That's 3 champions. Jenkins is thriving.
look at the shred.
dude, this is Jenkins' tournament.
Wait, you get magic resist shred now?
Yeah, they buffed it too, so you don't have to go void anymore.
Oh,
Pretty sweet.
my god.
That's wild. That's so wild.
Wait, when did his E have magic resist shred?
Also,
When did they?
Here?
Tryndamere. No, like recently.
Okay.
Tryndamere
The fuck?
got health. That's pretty big actually.
Let's go.
And then they nerfed Zaya. But I still think
Oh,
Zaya gets
that's
void.
not a big enough nerf.
No, it's not a big
to
enough
get
nerf.
rid of Twitch.
Is AP Twitch OP?
Yes.
I don't know if it's open.
you
It's
just
just
kill it,
so
right?
Well,
annoying.
it-
It's like ward.
I don't want to use bad words, but I want to use bad words when I talk about AP Twitch.
But like, what's the deal with AP Twitch support? Do you just like walk mid?
You
at
just
level 1 and hope
leave.
You cheat?
You just
just
leave
leave
and
lane.
you roam and you just go harass.
Like
the
it's not OP, but it punishes uncoordinated teams in solo queue, and it's annoying as hell to
so
play
it just
against.
sucks. To
It
play.
does a lot of
just sucks
damage.
to play
It's,
against.
I mean, it's like playing against Shaco,
Yeah,
right? Like
okay.
Shaco in theory should never be competitively viable because it's simple to play against for good teams, but in solo queue when no one is coordinated, like Shaco just gets to punish a lot of bullshit or gets away with a lot of bullshit instead
Yeah.
of punished.
That said, playing as the AP Twitch is very fun if your first gank works.
Yep.
All right.
Actually, the Yorick nerfs. He definitely needed nerfs, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, Ravish.
Too many people have been playing Yorick.
Too many people.
Sorry, Ravish and Elise. That's crazy.
Who?
Elise,
Who?
Izzy's sister.
So they reverted the ZE change, which is great, but they took away 3 MR, so that's fine. It still makes
Alright.
Zed better.
It's all the
I got
more
you
gold.
got to stop here, Manny. This is big. All right, counter jungling. So deal 20% increased damage to their own camps, and Scuttle goes to all camps. So counter jungling is now on an even playing field again.
Nice.
Thank you, Riot, for reverting the dumbest change you made in this past season.
So hang on.
Keep
hang on.
scrolling.
Did they just get rid of it? This is just a really weird way to phrase
Yes.
it.
Well,
So
laners still do quote unquote reduced damage.
Oh.
So
I
what
see.
what it
Yeah.
used to be, Manny, is pretty much think of it like if you were hitting an enemy camp, you were doing 20% less damage.
Oh,
Because
I
you
know
didn't
about
get this
that.
buff. Yeah.
I just think the way they phrased this revert was strange until Josh told me that
Yes.
laners still do.
Yeah,
reduce
laners still
damage.
do reduce damage.
That
So
makes sense.
yeah, but it's pretty sick. All right.
Yeah, I thought that was really dumb when they did that. I was like, this is step too
Oh,
far.
I thought this went out in 13.4. Fuck. I definitely talked about it on cast once or twice.
Yeah, so they gave everyone gold back too because they took 200 gold out of your clear.
Yep.
Yep.
So hold on, let's do the math real quick.
Somebody said it was 60.
Each camp just gets
10.
10 gold.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
So-
lit.
All right. So instead of 650, you now get 710.
Yeah, but you get less experience from lane minions.
Yeah.
So like grave strats, then that hurts that quite a bit.
I'm trying to.
Are you inspecting the page here, Manny?
No, I just accidentally right clicked.
Yeah.
I should just change this. To
I
say
remember
something like
beforehand
unhinged.
the strat used to be like when it was 850 for full clear on jungles before they took it out by 200 and only 650. If you also ran futures market,
Wait, what?
you could get 1100 gold and get tier 2 boots.
Yeah, that's a typo.
Ability power.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
read that and I was like, what the fuck?
So they're nerfing sweeper based on average level, so that just
That makes me
means
sad.
you can't get rid of early game vision as easily. So that means that they're encouraging junglers again to farm more.
How does
It's
this
fine.
affect the
Level 1
early-
strats where you trinket in the sweeper.
Yeah, that's what I.
Nothing. It just means that you won't have sweeper up until you're done with your like.
It pushes it back a wave.
Yeah, you used to be able to like have it up like when you gank a lane after 3 camps. So you could clear ward and then 3 camp and then have this up.
Yeah.
And you won't have that anymore.
I knew about that. I was actually talking about, for me, my own interest as a rel abuser. I like to throw the ward down and then reset for a thing. Do you think that's gonna hit bot lane that much? Not
No,
hitting up that?
no, you're good.
They don't have that many wards.
Because the way like when there's a mechanic where you swap trinkets that like how the cooldown works it won't affect that.
Okay.
Is there a tough chat?
Kelsey says, Josh, wow, I can't believe a color caster doesn't know that AP is measured in seconds. Well, honestly, it depends on the movement speed, right? And I feel like the fact that fights take longer do mean that the increased duration of the AP is a pretty big nerf.
All right, Cosmic Drive is now for damage focus mages, so this is really good on something like Ari, I think now. They just gave it more AP and took away the health.
Let's go.
That's fun.
Plated Steel Caps got buffed because they needed them. Seraph's got nerfed. I'm cool with that. I think Seraph's Rod's too strong.
Very good.
Cool. And then
Cool. Grasp. That's a lot of shit.
wait, they just got
Percent max
Removed?
health healing removed. Wow.
and so you just get
Wait, what?
maximum health. Okay, hold on.
It says that it's been benefiting. They think it's been benefiting fighters more than tanks.
So you get more HP when you hit someone.
What the fuck?
What?
So this like, okay. So this is like Jax can abuse this, right? Like Jax was a grasp abuser in our matchup.
So you heal less?
You don't heal, yeah,
Well, how come it has the little arrow?
yeah. It said remove, but they're changing it.
Wow, there's some typos.
There's some typos here.
Patch notes.
What the fuck is the actual change? Then?
So they're
I
taking.
wouldn't
So
imagine they would
you get
remove the
more
heal
you
from
get
grasping
more
and dying.
HP when you proc it, but you heal less.
Okay, I'm actually cool with that.
Oh,
I'm
so-
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
They're correct. They're
I thought
correct.
they were removing all healing from Grasp of the Undying, and I was like, that's interesting.
So basically, it's better for health stacking, but not as much sustain in lane.
Yeah.
Okay.
I conceptually like that change.
Because like when you needed sustains, like if you're a tank,
Yeah.
like you're playing against like a range champ, you're not running grasp anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. To me, this reads very much as a win. If you were already taking grasp and didn't have like something else to go to, then it becomes a win more, right? So someone like Camille who didn't rely on the healing a whole lot in the lane is now getting tankier. I mean, it depends on the matchup, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of matchups where like she really liked that. I get fit her trade patterns so well.
Yeah, it was nice. But there are definitely times where it's like if you're already winning a matchup, it makes you win it harder.
Okay.
Like how does Fiora then?
I mean, you kind of scale into the matchup.
Guys, wait a minute. We got the biggest change
ARAM.
Biggest
Wait,
change
wait,
in
what was the
patch,
Triumph change? What was
Tower
the Triumph
Rubble.
change?
Yeah,
It's gone.
Honestly, that is a great change.
Triumph.
10%.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Oh, all right.
All right, can scroll down.
Anyway.
Anything
Oh, it
else?
this
scales
is-
with max HP.
This is the biggest
Wow.
deal. Goodbye, Tower Rubble.
Fuck
I will,
Rubble.
I will dance on your grave.
Fuck yeah.
It was conceptually interesting. I hope they get something to replace it.
Pricing update exists.
Great.
They did it just in
Yeah.
It is
Flash.
4,444 BE now, which I think is pretty cool.
Nice.
But other than that,
4444.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to think a lot more about the grass changes because it's definitely a thing where I need to look at a matchup matrix more in order to think about it because I think it will push some characters like Jax away from the grass but more towards like lethal tempo,
Which is healthy.
which is good. But it will definitely, in the short term, it makes Jax's lane quite a bit weaker.
How does that affect someone like Fiora who's been running grass every single time?
It'll depend on the
Honestly, it
matchup.
hurts her a lot.
Yeah.
She can abuse the fuck out of it.
It depends a lot on the matchup, though, right? Like in matchups where
but does she
She can
abuse the
abuse it.
sustain or does it abuse the health stacking?
So
Fiora wanted the sustain for it.
Oh.
yeah, because like let's say if the matchup was like, what would be a good example? Tank matchups, right? You can get some tank matchups as Fiora. If you went Conquer instead of Grasp, you could actually get pushed out early,
Yeah.
like really early. And so Grasp makes it so that you can never get pushed out. So you get shove early, and then you just get all your resources, and then like when you get items, you just scale it
Yeah.
because like levels your OP.
Right.
It also makes Fiora more luck based because of the roles that you have on the vitals, right?
Because that's your sustain now.
that's your sustain.
You can't consistently get
Yeah.
it from Grasp. Yeah. Curious.
all right, we're at like an hour.
I know. We're just gonna do LA stuff.
Do you want to do okay. So
And any hot LCS stuff like we want to cover
100
quickly.
Thieves, that's the one thing I want to.
100 Thieves coaching change.
You know,
Oh
What do
yeah.
you want to get into?
that team is doomed. That's my hot take.
That we have another. I mean,
Wait,
the
who was
first
it
one
again?
was a truthful take. Your hot take was truthful, Manny.
Oh, that the team is doomed.
The Dignitas one,
oh,
the original hot take.
my original power ranking of Dignitas in 9th. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
true.
I mean, they are on road to be 10th unless they get a few more wins. I mean, Manny, you could be spot on, like, because now with Tomo in that roster and with Jensen like having this kind of surge of just like playing insanely well, I think there's a shot that like even though Dignitas are pretty much out of playoff contention, they could win this week. They could win like a few more games more than Immortals. And maybe Immortals ends up being the 10th place team and Dignitas ends up being the 9th place
But
team.
still, his hot take is like
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, like, Manny could be right on the money
Mine-
versus not exactly, but yes.
mine was contracts all pro jungler.
Yeah, it's not looking great.
No,
Mine was Harry third
So-
does laning mid.
Do I get something if
Feel
I
okay
get
about
it?
that.
Because I know we discussed punishments, but if I get that exact, do I get a reward?
What does it mean to be exact?
Like
you get
Dignitas
to
finish
you get to facilitate what punishment we have to do. You can help.
Okay.
That's a pretty good
But
reward.
I do want to know what you guys think about this 100 Thieves
The coaching change.
coaching change. To me, this reads like
I don't even remember what the change was.
There were a lot of
mentally broken.
Reddit
So,
comments
yeah.
saying that they've needed a coach that would say yes to their veteran players now. It was what
Catch me up. Catch
Wait,
me up.
so-
I
you
don't
so-
don't,
remember.
you don't think the previous thing was them saying yes?
hang on. Josh doesn't know. Head coach Cass is out.
I'm just saying what Reddit thought.
Nuke Duck
IQ.
Nuke Duck is moving up to be the
Same
new
with Dan
head
Dan.
coach
Oh.
Dan's now with the LCS team.
because
So
Cass is out.
yeah, affects challengers too.
Wow. Okay. Do we know who's coming in for challengers?
Nope.
We can probably check our lineups or rosters, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. When I see that though, I'm more like what they were doing before seemed to be listening a lot to their veteran players, and I don't think that seems to be working. When you see a team go like this is how you know it's doomed. When you see on Thursday a team goes full scaling, they get ran. On Friday, they go full early game, they get
still
ran.
get ran.
On Monday, they fire their coach. That team is done as far as I'm concerned. I think they're gone.
I don't remember where it was, but there was basically like this. What was it? There's this speculation where basically there's just different philosophies in the team. And so because they've been arguing and conflicting philosophies the entire season, finally this past week was like a demonstration of like, okay, you know what? Our first game, we're going to try your way. The next game, we're going to try my way. And whatever works out better, we're just going to run that for the rest of the season. And neither philosophy worked.
What happens if nothing works?
We changed the coaches. I mean, as Hoon said, the coach's two jobs are to make the lobbies and draft like shit. So, you know, I guess 100
That's all they do.
They needed someone else to fill that role.
Kelsey says, it's interesting because I don't remember a coach that's lasted less than 1.5 splits on 100 Thieves. Very weird to see them make this move.
Yeah, but it's a very different lineup from what we've seen historically with 100 Thieves as well.
Yeah.
The issue, that team, to me, they seem disjointed, and also the only strength seems like bot lane.
They have too many cooks.
Yeah,
it's not even that. It's just like Bjergsen and Closer are playing terribly.
No, I mean that is valid, but if you listen to their comms, they have too many cooks.
Okay.
Again, like the even the ones that 100 Thieves have released on their like public social media pages on YouTube, you listen to that, you cannot tell what information is being given in team fights.
They need a silent Renekton player to go 1v3 and not say anything and win.
I don't even know if that's enough, right? If you still have 4 other players who are just the entire time.
Closer's trying to talk, Bjergsen's trying to talk, Doublelift is trying to talk, even Milan is trying to talk. The only person that is actually taken an active "I'm going to shut the fuck up" is Busio. And we know that Busio was trying to be more vocal, especially during challengers.
Yeah.
The fact that Busio now feels like I need to shut up because there's too much going on right now, that's kind of depressing.
That's actually a decent read. I will say that is that team to me is still like, I don't know. I am surprised at him third. I think Doublelift is actually playing well.
He's playing surprisingly well.
I know that some people are like, oh, they should put an Unforgiven now. Like, that's the change. It's like,
That doesn't solve the
I think
problem.
Doublelift's the
I
best.
think swapping the 80 carry, like that,
I think
that's
Doublelift's the best player on that
Yeah.
team. Like,
No, I know. I just think in general, like when you're on a team like that, swap it, like the 80 carry swap just does.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, what's your read on Team Liquid's comms if you're listening to them?
I have not been able to check out squad.
I'm gonna guess they're in Korean.
Yeah, that's been my take.
But yeah, no, they are. No, so from what I remember, is that the team, all the comms are in Korean, and everyone is trying to operate in Korean. But like the big conversation I remember having with Azale on one of the days is like, I mean, yes, just because a team has the plan to operate in Korean, it's the same thing as if a team operates fully in English and everyone speaks English. It doesn't mean that everyone is just going to be magically on the same page. Like, people are just still going to have different philosophies about the game.
My big question
Are you
is,
saying that Koreans aren't Thanos always, that were sent to destroy League of Legends?
I was
and League of
literally
Legends
about
players?
to do that. I was about to be like, you're telling me that people that speak Korean aren't just immensely better at League of Legends by default?
Yeah,
That's
damn.
wild.
Not when they have different philosophies about the game.
Mark, we're gonna post this on Reddit and get the podcast just crusaded.
yeah.
Well,
my
I don't go on Reddit
my big
anymore,
thought is it
so
might be
let
similar
'em
to
have it.
100 Thieves, right? But maybe the opposite problem. I worry that Team Liquid are just all quiet, not saying anything during the game. Like, that's kind of my worry listening there. But anyway, going back to 100 Thieves, I'm kind of with Manny. That kind of change is like, if it gets that heated and you instead replace a coach who's like willing to talk with somebody who might be more of a yes man, which I'm not saying Dan is, but
Jobs
somebody
make the team
who's-
work. Sometimes that's what it needs. You know.
Yeah, but it does create a situation where the environment cannot be healthy to have to do that kind of thing, and I would be surprised if any coach that doesn't have a firm hand and can get the respect of the players is going to solve that. And I
Let's-
don't suspect that Danden's going to be that guy.
Let's also put it this way: something that very often happens in traditional sports. What's cheaper to replace? Your better players or a coach? It's the coach.
True.
Sometimes coach can lose the locker room in baseball, or basketball. You don't get along well enough with their top players in the team. Oftentimes you just swap the coach, try and swap the culture. If a team's underperforming, like, hey, maybe we just need something new, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is going on behind the scenes, but that is something that like we've just seen elsewhere.
But
and
it can't be good.
No, it's not. They got to switch things up. But they're way they're switching things up is to swap coaching, and who knows, maybe that helps the Thieves.
We'll see.
The last couple of it's not been good. My boy Busio, I feel bad for him a little bit.
Maybe they thought if they
I think he's
added
playing okay still.
a third goat to the mix, they can make it better.
Busio was the third goat.
Then you got 2 goats.
From challengers.
You got a fourth goat. Then you got 3 goats and then a scapegoat, and then
Ooh,
well,
that's the banger. That's the one
The
liner.
head coach was the scapegoat, Manny. Come on.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, now you got 4. You got these.
Nice.
You got a scapegoat.
Well, now it's back to 3, but yeah. I will say Busio has been what I expected in LCS this split.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It's been pretty in line with what I thought. He's got some good moments. He's
Yeah.
got some ints, and that's what you expect from a rookie.
Yeah.
I will still affectionately remember and cherish the day 1 Azir support that
Hey.
Busio busted out.
Rafa,
What's up?
you know what's coming up? This upcoming patch?
Senna changes.
Senna meta.
Yeah.
Go.
It's Senna meta for Busio.
Double lift is actually a pretty good Senna. And so
I swear to fucking God that the rule of Busio must still apply in LCS. The less meta the support is, the more likely it is that Busio wins. Give me the fucking
How
Yasuo,
often has he
man.
played? Has he only played the Azir?
He's done Azir. He's done Varus too.
yeah.
He played really well the Varus game.
Varus game
Yeah.
was good.
Azir game he played the lane out fine, but I hate that it was a bad answer, and that's why no one else played it, because you were so pissed in fights without levels.
There was actually some really like smart moments where he was like target allocating correctly on the Varus too, and it was just like
No, he's a good League of Legends player. Just happens to play support. Give me Busio Yasuo, please. I just want to see him solo kill 80s.
give me Busio Camille, man. I want to see that again. That was I still remember that clip, man. That was fucking crazy.
Okay. Anything else LCS wise? GG continues to be hot. It's pretty cool.
I genuinely think that Golden Guardians are going to be a title contender, and I think there's a world where we see them in Raleigh.
I predicted EG to beat FlyQuest, and they did. EG has played really good this past week.
Yeah. So I remember my hot take originally was CLG were going to be top 3 by playoffs. I don't know how good that hot take is right now. I mean, they're 5th. They still have a decent chance to be there.
They
but
started banning Doko as Aurelia.
Yeah. But I think with because I always believed that EG and FlyQuest would be the 2 best teams going into playoffs, and then that third was just like, okay, well, this is the flip a coin.
I still believe it. Are we concerned about FlyQuest?
No.
No,
Okay. I'm slightly concerned, by the way.
I'm not.
I think they're the second best team in the league right now.
They look what?
They're the second best team in the league right now.
That's fine.
Not the first best anymore. That's
would-
fine.
I wouldn't be saying I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure?
'Cause I
I
think-
don't know if I'd be willing. I'd be ready. Like EG, they did have that really good game against them, but EG also had several bad weeks before that.
Yes, but also
But this is
That
now
was, like,
them
their
ramping
first,
up.
like super convincing
Yes.
game against the top team this whole
yes,
season.
but also EG early games have been dynamite the whole season.
That's true.
So like their fixes were not as significant. Whereas FlyQuest, their early games have not been great. It's just that their carries are Impact, Vikla, and Prince. Mm-hmm. And the amount of teams that can match up to that in the LCS, probably 3 teams that can. Realistically.
I will say I think Vikla has been
yes,
underperforming.
disappointing. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
My other thing is part of why I'm not concerned about FlyQuest is they were really good at the beginning of the split, but a lot of us had them at second anyway. Like going into
Yeah, it was clear top 2. So
it's clear top 2. So like saying that we're concerned, like oh no, they're where we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the
That's true,
season is
that's
like
true. But their form isn't as good as it was in earlier weeks. Do we feel like that's FlyQuest falling off or other teams catching up? EG cleaned up their games for
But
sure.
I wouldn't say that.
They're still messy games, but they've been cleaner. You know?
Here's my argument, though. I wouldn't say that FlyQuest fell off. I think FlyQuest were just benefiting from teams not like being at the power level that
they were top dogs, and now they're just getting outpaced.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. But I genuinely think that there is a moment where I was like, okay, Golden Guardians are a dark horse for this league. Now I genuinely think that they're a title contender.
See, that was said on the cast with Azale. Were you casting the GG game with Azale, or was that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a conversation that me and Azale had on the broadcast,
And
and
they lost immediately. That was really funny. I heard that. I was like, I heard Azale go, GG, legitimate title contender, and then like 3 of them die and they lose the game to TL. I actually think the team's really good, but I thought it was funny because you guys just straight up cast your curse them.
catching up
Well,
to double
we-
ups,
we-
but can't make it, so we get speak instead.
we didn't cast or curse them directly, but they did lose the game after that we casted. So I wasn't on the game that they lost. So that's not my fault.
Right.
Smile.
Zazale's fault.
Sure.
Rafa pleads the fifth.
Yeah.
He actually cannot. He's not allowed to talk about any of the allegations.
Yeah, and I'm not allowed to talk about any caster curses because me and Kobe almost caster cursed Dignitas in their one win.
I think Jensen almost cursed himself. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think we needed a vintage like Jensen moment, the split or whatever. You know, the clip of Wolf.
Yeah,
Like,
it's such a good one.
I just remember Kobe going, "Oh no, Dignitas fans, I'm so sorry."
well, no, it's the classic Jensen thing because in the original clip, it was from I believe MSI 2019. I want to say where that happened, or it was either MSI or Worlds. I think they were playing HQ or something. They won that game where Jensen inted like that. It happens. Like you get your Jensen play, and then he comes back and he wins the game.
See, when you say Jensen moments, the thing that comes to mind is back during like 20.
Oh, the chrono break
15?
or him not chrono
on
breaking.
Echo, and he just like
Yeah.
refuses to press.
Well, not
null.
that one.
And it happens like 3 times in a row. And it's like Jensen.
Dude, I still remember Jensen like visibly shaking after that, and that always breaks my heart watching that because I'm just like, man.
Yeah.
He got over it. He won.
I mean, yeah.
Man.
Not on
But
Cloud9.
Saros
Well, I guess
didn't-
he did last.
Fuck, that gives me fucking flashbacks, LJ.
All right.
LA thing.
LA stuff.
All right. LA stuff.
Most LA thing that happened to you guys this week. Who wants to kick it off?
Uh
We've been promised a banger from Manny,
All right,
by the
so
way.
for anybody who hasn't been watching the podcast, if this is your first time, we do this because we hate this city. And we always talk about things
this city.
on rock and roll. And as we start looking at this is mostly opportunities to just bash on things we don't like about LA. But if there's just good stories, we use this for that too.
yeah. And it's not always negative.
This is why most
Usually
people
is.
watch the podcast.
There's a fair amount of enjoyment of this segment.
I really enjoy this segment.
Yeah, I enjoy this segment. I hate the city.
All right,
Jesus.
who's kicking it off?
I actually don't have anything super LA this week.
I have a small one.
Let's go, Kobe.
So Sunday was our last day, my last day of regular season, and Mark's last day covering NACL. We didn't work on Monday, so we decided to head to a bar. Now, we went from one bar to another, and we had a long walk to the next bar.
All right, I know what
Kobe.
And
Armani, pull up my tweet. Pull up my tweet.
you should have never tweeted this, by the way.
It was.
It was,
I was too drunk.
yeah. Mark was in.
Do I need
We
to
aren't gonna
respond?
get. We aren't gonna get
the
into.
Gragas clip.
Huh?
I need to put the Gragas clip up as retaliation.
Oh.
Give it to you.
No, don't worry about it. I mean, no, Mark, we were fine.
Yeah, yeah.
You had fun at the next spot though.
I did.
But as we were walking to this spot,
I mean, I didn't tweet until I started having good spirits.
yeah, okay, here it is. Yeah. This is that. Yeah.
I did see that.
This was not okay. I was not thrilled with this.
We've all been there.
So
Who among us?
pretty much what happened is that this walk, Mark's like, oh, it's just a few blocks away. And we're like 10 blocks in with 10 blocks to go. And I realized, as most people do, when walking and after, having a beverage, or in my case, 2 at the place prior, I had the piss. So first off, in LA, I was walking down the street and it's just lights everywhere and there's not a goddamn brush in sight. Second off, what else can save you when you have to piss? A local gas station. Excellent. We crossed one. I go check. It's closed. You literally cannot walk in. It's 10. Like 10 at night, and I can't get in the fucking gas
On a
station to piss.
Sunday.
What is this city, man? Those things are open 24/7 everywhere else. Not here in LA. Bullshit. Anyway, I had to go down a side street, and the velocity and duration of that piss was significant.
Damn.
I was walking funny.
You were with me actually when I first had to mark my territory here in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's if anybody remembers back to the moving story, one of the things when we got to the
Yes.
16-wheeler, like we got all the stuff out of his truck and I was just like, fuck, I really need to take a leak. And I think it was like a school.
Yeah, you peed on a school.
Yeah. In some states I would be put on a registry for that.
Oh no.
There were no kids in the vicinity.
There were no kids in the vicinity, no cops.
And no one could, and you were well hidden. It was fine.
Yeah, but it was still just like, This is not good.
Hey, you know what?
I don't have to call you R. Kelly. Thank God.
It's good. It's good to be a dude. You know, sometimes when you got to piss. Yeah.
Mark, what you got?
Well, it's a continuation of, like I said, this is not a negative story. This is it's kind of neutral for me because it's not a win, but it's not a loss either. So we head over to Tiny's.
No. We head over to a place.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, anyway, at the second place that we went to, we.
I'm not trying to correct the story. I
Yeah.
just didn't want you to drop the bar.
Sure.
Yeah, keep going.
Anyway, the second place we went to, we just get set up, and then
No, you looked at the booth and said, "Oh, it's our usual booth."
I mean, but that's not important. I mean,
it was kind of funny though.
it is funny, but I was fine up until this point, and I had already had 2 drinks at the first place that we went to when we hung out.
This just adds to Mark being the biggest lightweight. Continue.
I would, yeah.
Make some more endearing.
The fact that I had 2 drinks at the first place and I wasn't already in good spirits, I was like, "Hey, Cubby, I'm handling myself well." He's like, "Yeah, I'm surprised." I'm like, "I know, me too." But then we go over there, and I was asking about like, "Hey, do you have this specific drink?" It's like, "No, but if you want something peanut butter flavored, you should try this." And it was like a Screwball peanut butter whiskey shot, and that thing was fucking delicious. I downed that, and I had like
More.
I definitely did have another one, and after that,
They start doing the yeah.
I mean, I wasn't doing the but Cubby saw me. I was taking up that entire booth space as I was just kind of like swaying while talking. And during that point, when I was swaying, I like looked around, and I noticed that I was swaying, and there's a girl behind me, in another booth, and I thought that like I had just completely invaded her space, and I was like, "I am so sorry that I'm acting like a fucking idiot. I am having a good time right now. Did I hit you or anything?" And she's like, No, you're doing fine. You're doing great. Yeah, it seems like you're having a good time. And I don't remember the rest of the conversation, really, but I know that we just started talking for a bit, and she seemed engaged, and I seemed engaged. And then afterwards, I introduced myself, and unfortunately, I don't remember her name, but I just remember that I was like vibing, and we were vibing, but I just wasn't processing it. I was just being friendly. And then at some point, I turned back to Cubby, and I was like, "Cubby, was she hitting on me?" And Cubby was like,
You said that after getting back here too.
"Yeah."
I remember because I was home the entire time, and you're like, "Oh God, where's Josh?" I was trying to sleep.
And
What?
And
what was my response, Mark?
What did you tell me?
She was hitting on everyone, and she was not. She was a little drunk. And
Take what we can get.
It is what it is.
Also, on the way out of the bar, she was with someone else. So
Yeah, I mean, like it
He
is.
takes what he can get.
That's why it's like it's not a win, but it's not a loss either, right?
whatever gets your confidence going, man. I'm on board for.
All right.
Yeah. Let's
Anyway.
go. Hey, you're doing better than me.
Listen,
So,
okay, this is from my perspective. I don't go to bars. I literally did not start going to bars until we first started flying out to LA for like
What does that say about me?
proving
and us?
grounds stuff. I like because first of all, in Utah, the only time I've ever been to bars was with like family, and so I don't do this that often. I'm getting more comfortable with it.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. I had fun, and we got McDonald's and watched some F1 Drive to Survive.
That
when we
was
got back.
based. That
That was
based.
fun. I got Mark hooked on a little bit of sports documentary territory.
Yeah,
let's go.
F1 is actually
Drive to Survive, sick. It's really good.
I've
Yeah.
seen the first season. I woke up at like 7 a.m. on Sunday to watch the first race. Just chilling. You know what else happened on Sunday?
Yes, Manny promised a banger.
I have a vintage story. So for those of you that have been following most LA Thing of the Week, my neighborhood is a little bit interesting. We've had, let me see, a stabbing. One of my roommates' tires got slashed. Let me see. What else did I tell you guys about from there? They destroyed a chair and
The furniture?
with a sword. Yeah.
Yeah.
U-Haul ran, knocked the fire sprinkler off of the side of a building, so it just like sprayed water. Anyway, on Sunday, we were just kind of chilling around the house. One of my roommates had just gotten surgery, and we were all just kind of chilling with him while he was kind of
Yeah.
zonked out on painkillers basically, and we were laughing.
It was serious surgery.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was like it was. He had a steel plate put in his shoulder, so it was
Yeah.
pretty serious. But yeah, he was. We were chilling, and then we just hear the door open downstairs, and we're like, "What the hell is that? Like, who's here? Who's at the door?"
What?
And we have a couple roommates, and we were like, we thought everyone was accounted for, but we didn't know for certain. And we're like, "Yo, Steph, is that you?" And we don't hear anything. And we're like, "Clara, is that you?" And we're like, "No." And no one says anything either. And we just don't hear anything. We're like, "What the hell is that?" So we walk over to the top of our stairs and look down the hallway. Someone left the door open, and someone had just opened the door, walked into our house, and then turned around and left when they found out that we were inside, I think, because we were yelling down the thing.
Oh my god.
So just some random person walked into our house, which is funny because that's the second time that something like that has happened.
Recently too.
Yeah, the first time was one of my neighbors, because all the houses in our thing are identical. The guy was really drunk.
Yeah.
In the morning, and he accidentally walked into our house thinking it was his. That was an honest mistake. This was like really creepy because someone like just kind of walked on in and didn't say anything and then just left. So that is my
It's a little weird.
That is really weird, and that's really
Weird.
crazy too.
yeah. That one's probably the creepiest one, I would say, out of all of them, just because we were like, we just didn't hear anything, and we were like, who's gonna go check?
Yeah.
And then I had to do it because my other
You guys didn't do it as a group?
well, one of my roommates was like actually just he has his hand in a sling. He's like zonked down on painkillers.
Yeah.
The other two were asleep, and then the only other person there was his girlfriend. So me and her were looking at each other, and we're like, "Who's gonna go?" And I had to take the L and go look around to see if I was gonna get stabbed by a crackhead coming up the stairs.
Damn.
And
Wait,
there was
you
no
had to go
one there.
upstairs to do it?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's scary, man.
we love LA.
yeah.
Any other fun?
City.
Any positive LA things? Anything good?
Not really.
Yeah, the pizza we had was so fucking mid.
It was not good. It was disappointing.
It was nice when I walked outside today.
Yeah.
Jensen Go's coming. I get to play Warhammer with him. That's cool.
That's a positive. Like
Yeah,
that. All right. We went a little bit long.
Yeah.
So we should probably wrap here pretty soon. Anything else you guys want to share or talk about before we wrap?
I will open the floor to questions if you guys have any questions about the production of catching up with Double Lift, because
The 2 episodes you've done so far?
So I am one of the producers of Catching Up with Double Lift. Is me and Julian Time Carr working on that series with Mark Zimmerman, and it's been a blast. I'm so glad that the first 2 episodes are finally out. So if you guys have any questions, or the chat has any questions for me about the production of those, because they're certainly interesting, I'd be happy.
What was the funniest thing that didn't make it on air,
Oh boy.
in your opinion?
So there's a Vulcan cut that exists, because the Vulcan episode was the very first one that we shot, right? And that one was probably the most where we were trying to get away with the most stuff, basically.
Okay.
And we were in a mode where we were like, ask for forgiveness, not permission.
I love
But
that mode.
It did have to be cleared by the powers that be first. So there's an X-rated cut of the Vulcan episode that did not see the light of day because it was too much.
Okay.
So we did have to dial back on that one a little bit. I would say that's probably the funniest thing on the cutting room floor.
Okay. I want to
It was a joke about Vulcan's Twitter that I'm not sure if I can reveal or not.
I want to end this so I can hear the actual jokes now, but
Yeah.
that sounds fun. Anyway, all right. Anything else?
We should wait until our impromptu guest.
Yeah, no, we Mark left for a reason. We'll pull in one special guest before we wrap, as we are still going.
Yeah, I would say the other interesting thing.
No. We already teased it. Yeah.
We teased you.
It's a banana.
Banana. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Just grab Mike. Make a special last minute appearance. Just to say
Bam.
hey. We're wrapping things up.
Wah.
Nice.
Go. My first words.
It's mad magical.
We
Alex, mad magical wheel.
we definitely have a lot of content to work on tonight.
Yes.
Remember when you said earlier today that you were never going to come over here?
No.
I do.
Well, we'll
That
get you.
never happened.
You
Yeah,
definitely said I'm never going to be on the podcast, and yet here you are.
Lies. Never said this.
We're gonna get you on officially one of these days with a gang. But yeah,
Well, I'm only here because Kangas sent me here, and I didn't realize where I was going until I got off the freeway. I'm like, wait a minute, this all looks familiar.
wow, I love that. Yeah, we got some.
Oh, yeah,
content
you were
to
here
work on tonight.
before.
I wasn't here. I came to the area to drop off Mark's phone because he left it. Oh, no, he didn't
yeah.
leave it. It fell into my girlfriend's purse.
That's right.
So, and we found out when we got home, she's like, whose phone is this? I'm like, what?
Whoa.
Is there a random phone?
True. We did solve a random phone scenario. That is the power of friendship right there.
Yeah, I called Kangas right away because I'm like, all right, I don't know. He's got to still be there, right?
Yeah.
And thankfully he was, and you guys were looking for the phone, so it all worked out.
Cool.
Works out.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, let's wrap it up. We're at hour 55, so it's pretty long. So thanks for tuning in. Raising an A, episode 7. Matt Magical, thanks for joining us. We're gonna have some fun, making some content.
Shortest podcast guest of all time. You've earned the honor.
Nice.
Well, hey, we'll fix that next
Never
time.
gonna appear again.
We'll fix that next
Last
time.
time.
Last time?
Because you guys aren't gonna invite me. You're gonna just say you are, and then it's just never gonna happen.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll
That's the plan.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
the plan.
We're gonna keep the
already
joke
figured
running
it
a
out.
little bit longer, but All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Manny, shout out to you. Rafa, thanks for opening the door and doing that.
Shoutouts to Watermelon.
Yeah. Also the watermelon.
Hey, I'm so confused. There's so many things that have happened clearly that I just don't know.
Yeah, that's how it always is. All right, it's been episode 7. Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, twitch.tv/CubbyXX, where we record live, YouTube's Cubby Master 6, all that good stuff. Thanks so much. See you again next week. We'll have a guest, I swear.